Let's talk about that first one up there. Why do businesses fail? Generally speaking, number one, inaction or tentative action. There was a study done not long ago that says people start to make cuts when things go bad. And they make cuts because it's obvious that I need to make cuts. But the tendency is to make very tentative cuts. So we don't cut enough. We don't cut all the waste and the fat out of the business. We take a little bit, put our toe in the water, and then all of a sudden we realize that didn't work. Maybe we better cut more. And the problem is we cut beyond where we should have gone. We overcut the second time around. And so we put ourselves in a bind because of the types of action we took. Secondly, more than ever, you need to have great people in key jobs. Let me say that again, great people in key jobs, not just people in key jobs. You need to truly understand who the water walkers are, and you got to give them the opportunity to do something important for your organization. Third, fear of investment. This is a time to be investing. There is talent out there that your competitors have cut away that you can employ to upgrade the talent in your company. There's equipment you can acquire that takes your business to another level, and it's available at a very low cost. There are businesses you can acquire. There is the ability to invest in making yourself a stronger company, invest in the future, invest in bringing yourself up stronger coming out of the downturn. The next one, they focus only on survival. If you get everything you need to do to cut it down to the basics, what do you have? Once you've survived, so what? You're not positioned to do anything. I managed to, kind of a dumb consultant, right? I managed to talk one of my clients into going out of business. They'd lost the heart for the game. Times were tough. They'd lost a bunch of their business and yet none of their customers. They would tell you who they were serving, the big three automakers. They had lost the heart to continue. They did not want to put any more money into it, and they wanted to do everything they could to extend the runway. I said, to do what? If you don't want to be in the business, if you don't see a way to come out of the business, what is it you're trying to save? Why not think about cutting your losses and run? Liquidate, get out, go do something else. Most entrepreneurs fail 2 or 3 times before they hit the home run. There's nothing wrong with failing in a business you're in. Doesn't mean you failed. It means that particular market wasn't working. So we're saying, you know what? Get beyond the survival, invest. And the biggest one I see is this reliance on the wrong customer. I heard said tonight, the customer who doesn't pay you. I spent a lot of my life in the construction products industry. I used to love hearing people say, you know, I got a general contractor that I can't get paid, so why don't you go after him and collect money? And I'd get the same answer. Well, if I push him to collect the money, he won't give me the next job. So think about that. Why do you want to be owed twice? Why wouldn't you want to make sure that you're in control of your business? This is a great time when you're thinking about cutting to cut the wrong customers, to cut the people that don't add value to your business. Why? Not to get rid of them so you can focus on the right customer. And so as we talk going forward about why the businesses make it, it's simple. They have fundamentals in place that operate their company. We talk about a system of management. And the system of management has never been more important than it is right now. People have been abandoning the fundamentals to fix what's in front of them. I'm saying that's why there are fundamentals, to ensure that they operate your business in the good times and the bad times, so you make smart decisions, so you don't experience your company. You don't experience the marketplace. You're in control of what you do. We've always had ups and downturns. The reason why you have fundamentals is to ensure that you can manage your way through those successfully. So going back to the fundamentals, saying, hey, they aren't rocket science. They're solid leadership. They're having the right people employed in the right jobs. They're having a practical plan that you can use. You're organizing to get the work done, and you're not surprised by the result. These are not particularly rocket science, but they are the fundamentals that should never go away. What are the fundamentals? First and foremost, know why you exist. This is an interesting question. We spend a lot of time in planning and talking to the aileron consultants. Many times when we go out and say, what's the outcome you're trying to achieve long-term for your company? Why are you doing this to yourself? You know, why have you chosen to be in business? What's the outcome? So step one for the future is figuring out right now why you exist. What are you trying to accomplish long-term that's meaningful to you, meaningful to those you serve, meaningful to those you employ, meaningful to those who invest in you? Why do you exist? Secondly, up there, be clear on an outcome. Quantify it. Keep score. What result should I get? And how do I get it? Third, right people, right job, and then let them actually do something. Trust them to operate their organization. You know, for those of you who have suffered through one of my seminars, I always say the same thing to a business owner. You are employed from the neck up. Don't touch anything. For God's sakes, do not put your hands on anything in a company. You're out of date. Let the people you employ and pay good salaries to operate the business. They know how to do it. Give them the opportunity to help you get to another level. Focus on outcome, not action. I see lots of people doing a lot of activity with no performance objectives, no goals, no results. I'm saying, what's the result of that? Very little, very limited. Make sure you're looking at what I want to achieve, how I'm going to get there, not how people get the job done. As long as it's moral, ethical, and legal, let them go, let them have free space. And then continually monitor the stuff that counts. That's not looking at every little thing that goes on in the business, but that's recognizing there are a few things that are important. How the key people are doing. Are the plans being met? You've invested time, people, and money to accomplish something. Does it have a payback to it? Making sure that the system you employ to run your business works. I was sitting with a client the other day and we're listening to him talk about what he's trying to do, but he was jumping all over the place. He didn't have a systematic approach to how he was going to get from the starting point to the end point. He said it doesn't have to be magic, but it has to be logical. There's an end point in mind, there's a system we employ. And the only thing we say is start with the end point in mind and work your way back to your current situation. But focus heavily on making sure that what you invested in is working, especially working the way you envisioned. Right? Operating today. You heard it said better than I'm going to say it now. First and foremost, get back to the basics. There's no time to be fancy with your business. There's no time to experiment. You are in some pain. Your customers are in some pain. How do you make sure that what you do is core and fundamental? How do you make sure that you do exactly what you need to do to focus on the stuff that really matters? Secondly, be decisive. Figure out enough information to make a decision so action can occur. 3, protect your financial fundamentals. There are some basic core fundamentals of your business that need to be protected. Liquidity, cash flow, all the things I heard talked about today in the earlier session. Make sure the financial fundamentals of your organization are strong. Keep the core business viable. What are your core products? Who are your core customers? What are you offering? That's where the focus belongs. Begin to shed things that don't have value. Be accountable. Let me say, if I look at most organizations, the CEO thinks he or she is accountable. In my belief, anybody who is working in your company today must be accountable or they don't belong there. You need to have everybody accountable right now. It takes all hands pulling on all cylinders to make sure this works. Be accountable. Have realistic goals. I listened to a company just earlier today who has dropped from here to here, and they're going to recover all of it in a year and a half. As you well know, that's not going to happen without some higher level miracle occurring. They're going to have to work to get back to it. There is no economic stimulus that's going to help them enough. What they're going to accomplish through good planning and hard work. But set a realistic goal so that your people stay motivated, so you stay motivated, and so you continue to work at the outcome. Be open with your employees. Let them see the real picture. What's it really like here? If the sky has fallen, let them know and get them involved in helping you get out. If the sky has not fallen, don't let them go away thinking that. Make sure that you're really open, honest, and straightforward with where we are, what the situation is, and what we're trying to do. They're the ones that are going to help pull you out of that. And certainly last but not least, get the right customer today. Define the right customer. That's the one that lets your business achieve results.